I'll be calling you a radical. So this is where the Million Mass March was invented. Now we go clear back. Well, the Post-Ignorance Project, which I've been at that for decades, is my movement. So John Anthony Fairhurst. Now remember, the 50th anniversary of the Martin Luther King event was coming up in 2013. Now, I was leading up for the 100th anniversary of the Shirtwaist Fight. March 25th, 2011, I'm going to do my event at NYU. We finally got the marker there. All my work I've done there. Lower Manhattan. I'm born and raised here. I've been here my whole life. Shook Bobby Kennedy's hand right there not long before he was killed. The famous library. Edward Abbey did so much of his work here. Mark Hoffman did so much of his infamous work here. Melvin Dumar forged Howard Hughes' will here. I mean, the good, the bad, the ugly. This famous Kevin Blanch invented the Million Mass March here. Well, John Anthony came up with the name. And he got it, of course, it's coming up 50 years. But my movement was way before that movement. I called it. So he reached out to me. And he says, hey, let's put these movements together. Let's do this. The summer of... He reached out to me in 2012 because I was really going crazy off the death of Danielle Willard. Now, I'm fresh out of the bone marrow transplant full of cancer in 2012. I was in the bone marrow transplant right over here. Matthew Stewart was killed and on the no-knock warrant, which ended up hung in a jail cell, which I think he would have been. I mean, Randy Richard, I was friends with him. Randy was the attorney. He would have been found out. But then later the same year, they murdered Danielle Willard in cold blood. And, of course, Fukushima. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. I agreed to do it. We agreed to do it in D.C. That was the place it needed to be. Now, I wasn't all for the 5th of November. And John says, let's do it there, I was hesitant. I was hesitant about the name. He knows I didn't name it, but I says, okay, we worked together online, him in Boston, and we put it together, and then we promoted it. And, of course, it had already been brewing so much. I had the field. I had 3 radio shows. I really had the counterculturist field. I really had it. He knew that. He picked me up at the Baltimore airport. That was 10 years ago today. I gave that speech, led the march, 7 million people around the globe. But I want people to understand this is where it was invented, in Ogden, Utah, off the backs of the murder of Danielle Willard. It was anti-police brutality. Matthew Stewart. I was in the bone marrow country. Fukushima was the crux. Fukushima. And then, of course, as soon as I come out of the bone marrow transplant, I went back in 2012. 2012 was such an important year. And then when they killed Aaron Swartz. This is all about Aaron Swartz. I knew Aaron Swartz personally. All the anonymous work I did this. So is Million Mass March anonymous? Yes, they're an extension. The Wikipedia page needs to be taken out. It's pitiful. It started, actually, the march started 10 years ago today. It's powerful. It's powerful. The most accomplished grassroots group of activists who weren't political. I mean, we had left, we had right, we had old, we had young, we had brown, we had black, we had white, we had, you name it, we had it. It's the only movement I've ever seen in my life. And there's people that, go talk to them, that I hooked them up. You got this far left, striped different colors in the hair, you got this camoed up righty holding hands in the street. We are a common denominator. We don't play politics. So, Anonymous has called for International Day of Mourning and Prayer today on a Sunday. It's a Sunday. Oh, I didn't see that. Your fake anonymous shit on YouTube? That's not anonymous. Aaron Swartz Anonymous? Oh, yeah. MIT, downloading a server. Why do you think they gave him 35 years in the courtroom that day? Why would they give a guy 35 years for a nonviolent protest? Go ask Obama. Got to talk to Henry before I go to Fukushima. You know, these puppets. Trump's a puppet. You know, Bummer Dumber, the greatest puppet. But what we've evolved into, we're imperialism. We're anti-imperialist. Bottom line is the Million Mouse March is anti-imperialist. That's what we are. We had a Revolutionary War. Remember John Anthony's blog and everything? He used to call him Sam Adams. He's from Boston. Oh, he knows his shit, that dude. I mean, whew, whew. Steve Grant, Michael Pendleton, who's dead, walked all the way from Florida. What promotion? So many people promoted us, so many places. It's so powerful. Sarah, oh, she was a genius, wasn't she? How awesome was she? You know, she's dead. Remember when I took that picture with her right there in front of the house, and that was, I believe, what, 2015? 2016. I don't know. I just had this bad gut feeling. The last time I ever saw her. Young, beautiful, strong, wit. We were never political. We were apolitical. We're anti-imperialist. In fact, anti-imperialist. So everything we fought for in the Revolutionary War, we become. What does the United States become? What post 9/11? Remember, we were downsizing the military. What have we become? We've become colonialist, the global oligarch. Snowjob killed Anonymous. Well, he didn't kill it. He's got us wounded and down. Edward Snowjob. You know what he did to us? Remember? He's on 60 Minutes. Well, as top CIA, fuck. He's special force. He's not special forces. My dad was a special forces guy. My uncle, look up my uncle Cloud Blanch. I mean, these guys were wits, minds, beasts. You know, I always go back to Pat Tillman, Megan Rice, Michael Hastings were so much of this movement. So much people used to carry signs with people that had been murdered by cops who did nothing. Remember, I carried Danielle Willard. That's the grossest, most hideous one fucking of them all. Even the fucking police review board said he was guilty, and the judges, the imperialist puppets. The politics in this country are nothing but Obama and Dumber, Trump, Biden are imperialist, colonialization, war pig puppets. And that's what we've been about to. So look what we're doing. It's us, the United States. These protests that are going all over, you know, one side of the Middle East, other side, I'm not into it. Lower your fucking flags. Anonymous says, lower your flag. Hold hands with somebody who's supposed to be your enemy. Somebody that they've manufactured as your state line. I don't care if it's in the Middle East. I don't care if it's Utah. I don't care if it's freaking, you know, in Europe, wherever. They've manufactured and made you hate each other. You go up to somebody like that and hold hands with them today. Say a prayer. That's what we're going to do. You know, we're going to have a day of mourning, a worldwide day of mourning. Fuck the war pigs. You know, Anonymous, what Edward Snowjob did to us. Oh, I'm on 60 Minutes. He says, I was the number one security. I had the highest clearance you could possibly get. He self-proclaimed greatest hacker in the world. Proper puppet. I got to the top and found out there was another top in the CIA. What's the other top? Global oligarchs. Well, he's sitting next to one of the greatest global oligarchs, war pigs that ever walked. I thought he was flying to South America. How does he end up next to Tsar Putin? Who do you think's feeding them all that? So here the United States taxpayer is funding the slaughter that's going on to the young Russian men that are being drafted and things. The young Ukrainian men and women, well, the old, the children, in the Middle East. I mean, a fucking bloodbath. The United States taxpayers, we are warping the fabric. Yeah, go heroism. Went off to Afghanistan, killed the Taliban. Nobody in Afghanistan laid a hair on anybody, yet we did that. There were Saudis, Imperialists. They were arrested right here. I was here, 9/11. You go ask Chris if you don't believe me. The FBI was up here. You know, I was a student professor here. Fucking, they laid down pictures. There was a courtesy phone right there. Right there. They're lined up. Chris, who still works the reference desk, go ask her. You see any of these, you call. Well, she saw them. She called. Park walking right here. The 20th bombers let go. They were imperialists. The Saudis are imperialist. Monarchies. Hello. Remember we had a Revolutionary War? Remember when you learned in your 7th grade history about them all being related, the monarchs? If we don't go along with you in World War II, Winston Churchill will go down the same way our cousins did in Russia. For whom the bell tolls. They did it to the English. They did it to the Scottish. They did it to the Welsh. They did it to Ireland. How long must I sing this song? Sunday, bloody Sunday. Monday, bloody Monday. Tuesday, bloody Tuesday. Wednesday, bloody Wednesday. Thursday, bloody Thursday. Friday, bloody Friday. Bloody Saturday twice. How long must I sing this song? With their tanks and their bombs and their guns and their internet killing. If you're contemporized, you ain't shit. Well, we never heard anything about the Million Mass March. Of course you don't. Just think about it. If you're being promoted, who are they? You're not against them. Who are the them? The global oligarchs, the imperialists that have fucking did this to Europe. They're doing it now. And they're puppets. Because they think they're money. They've taken over our media. They've taken over our internet. Now they take the fucking air and the very water that we fucking breathe. Without the fourth pillar, we have nothing. 10 years ago today, right now, giving that speech. The most accomplished grassroots activism came together probably in Americana, the old USA history. You look what police brutality was 10 years ago. You look at it. It was us before Black Lives Matters, and we did all the dirty work. We changed policing in this country. Now it's still got work to go, but it's radically different. The nuclear energy crime syndicate, they're greatest too. We took them on. We shut down hundreds of nuclear reactors around the world. We exposed the corruption, the lies, but they doubled down. How long must I? We hold hands and we pray and we mourn for all the innocent people that have been mass murdered by the United States taxpayer. Tax the future, give to my friends. Out of control, hyperinflation, psychotic, ruling out of control, fucking debt. Remember, we were downsizing the military in fucking 1999, had a surplus. Where's your fucking crown? Metallica played here on the football field in '98 in our fucking rainstorm. It's all downhill since. They just buy you or threaten, silver or lead. I've had open heart surgery twice, as you know. With the slander, they hired teams of trolls to slander me. Hardcore. John Anthony's in hiding. Fuck, everybody's had to go in hiding. All the groups in, they kill us. They starve us out. They impoverish us. They fucking slander us. It's against the law to fucking do what they did. Teams of trolls hired. I proved it. With YouTube pages, Facebook page, 100% with just my name on it when I'm in critical condition, fighting for my life, trying to save you from you. So we pray. Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we fear no evil. For his light, his staff, his strength, they comfort us. They guide us. Lay us down on the burned out fucking pastures. The burnout, devastated, bombed out houses, bombed out streets, bombed out hospitals, bombed out schools. fear no evil. We pray and we mourn that all the angels, no matter what God you pray to, we don't care which religious faith, we don't care if you're atheist, we just care the spirits above, that the angels they have killed, they watch out. Megan Rice. I am fucking Pat Tillman. Michael Hastings. Karen Swartz. Danielle Willard. Matthew Stewart. Everybody who's died of cancer in the last, because they lied to us. Got to talk to Henry before I go to Fukushima. The plume is coming over. It's not harmful. When Hillary's email says, don't go outside, and if you have, wash your clothes, take a shower, and eat some iodine pills. At the same time, Barry Antoinette Obama, the puppet, said it's safe when he was flown to South America. And Trump doubles down, meets with the B 17 times. The Imperialists have rearranged. Same old theme. 1907. With their guns and their tanks and their bombs and their internet and their nuclear reactors and their depleted uranium, explain depleted uranium, white phosphorus all over your men, your own men. Staging troops at the Polygon at the old Russian freaking site, nuclear site. Who does that? What is depleted uranium? What is white phosphorus from nuclear energy reactor? Everybody's gone along these bootlickers, and that's all they are. The Fukushima cover-up, freaking all this, the bootlickers that have gone along. We pray for your souls. Forgive them, for they know not what they. Oh, wait a minute, they do know what they do. Get down on your hands and knees and beg God for fucking mercy. Anonymous is not dead. We mourn for everyone that you imperialist pigs have fucking killed. You war pig freaks have killed. You hypnotized a populace here in the United States to go along with your fucking mass brutality. Your war pigs. We mourn. We mourn this hallowed Bloody Sunday, Bloody Saturday, Bloody Friday, Bloody Thursday, Bloody Wednesday, Bloody Tuesday, Bloody Monday. We mourn what you've done to our youth in this country. Tax the future, give to my military war pig friends, the imperialist fucking war machine here in the United States. Everybody's gone along, you bootlickers. That's all you are. The so-called scientific community that ignored Fukushima, the historians, the writers, the YouTube vloggers, the mainstream media producers who have participated in this imperialism freak show. We fought against the Revolutionary War to become independent from the imperialists. And we become them with our own money. They don't even have to have a military anymore. We'll do it for them. We've indebted our children $100,000. Every man, woman, child. When a child is born, owes this government $100,000 per man, woman, and child born. Why? For what? Crumbling infrastructure, psychotic hyperinflation, really out of control debt, suicide epidemic. We can't take care of our own youth. Yet you'll have people like Tim Ballard gathering up money. He's going around the world to save, and you're going to fund them. Hypnotized because your spiritual leaders, all faith spiritual leaders, including the one here, you have led your flock straight off a cliff called hell. For all the angels that these imperialist war pigs have killed, these innocent people, including children, bombing schools, bombing churches. Obama bombed Doctors Without Borders twice. Went off to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban. They never did anything to us. Went off to Iraq to get Dick Cheney. They never did anything to us. They were Saudi imperialists. We pray, we mourn. All we can hope now, all we can hope now is we have a conscious awakening. And the angels, they watch out on us. The angels, we pray. We pray for peace. We pray for love. We pray for all, brown, black, white, young, old, gay, straight, left, right, all religious denominations, the people of the truth faith, not these imperialists that masquerade in hairspray and call themselves religious leaders. For they have bared false fucking witness, and they have led their fucking flocks in all faiths in this country off a fucking cliff. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not kill. That incredible activist 2023 years ago, as he's on the cross dying, forgive them, for they know not what they do. We don't forget. We're not him. We don't forgive. It's not up to us to forgive. It's not us. Let the powers there be, whatever God you pray to, even if you're fake ones. How long must us sing this song? The Million Mass March was invented right there. It's 10 years old. I gave that speech. The Imperialists, they're back. We must stand up for the war pigs in a spiritual, loving way. We have to hold hands all face. We have to pray. We have to love each other, no matter what. We have to put away our fucking political problem. They've socially engineered us. How did they do it? One, by gesturing; two, by cable TV. In the name of the Father, my father, nuked to death in Nevada, Tennessee. In the name of Pat Tillman, killed by his own man. In the name of Megan Rice, peaceful activist, peaceful protest. Obama gives her 35 life. In the name of Aaron Swartz, peaceful activist, down there, they put the table up, pulled it out, 35 years. In the name of all these grassroots, beautiful activists who fought, in the name of Michael, in the name of Sarah, in the name of the greatest freaking group of grassroots activist accomplishments in U.S. history, now America, ever. What we were able to do in the underbelly, globally, especially here. I want you to just think back at what policing was 10 years ago. Think what it is now. That's the Million Mass March. We got so much more work to do. We just keep on fighting. We have to fight against the war pigs. These are imperialists. This is not New World Order, it's Old World Order. Okay. The kingdoms. We're not a kingdom. We're not a democracy. We were a republic with a constitution with forefathers who laid it out. But did they realize that you were going to have bought and sold by elections? I mean, they didn't. I mean, these politicians, they're afraid of these people, these imperialists, and their money. This is a puppet show. What did I read? 86% of the United States populace is against this whole freaking nightmare. The U.S. funding these freaking bloodbaths all over the world. Yet 86% of politicians vote for it. Representation. It's taxation without representation. So fight on. Remember the 5th of November. Remember Danielle Willard. Remember Aaron Swartz. Remember all these great, beautiful people. We pray for peace. We hold hands. We are in an incredible time of mourning. We will mourn today. We will walk another day. We will mourn today and we will pray. We pray for the angels. They watch out over me. I just survived AML leukemia. I just told you. That's all we can do now. We can hold hands with our brothers and sisters around the world, no matter what faith they are, no matter what. We stand up against the imperialist war pigs who masqueraded in hairspray as church faith leaders. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Sunday morning. How long? How long must us see this? We pray and mourn. We'll march another day. We pray and mourn. The Million Mass March was invented here. We pray. That's all we can do. The most accomplished grassroots activist movement in history. And everybody that participated, the millions and millions, you should be very proud of yourself that you stood up. You'll never get any credit for it, but you have one thing that they'll never have. Peace of mind. Stay tuned.